In 2008 and 2009, the global economy felt the brunt of a recession unlike anything else seen since the Great Depression. Credit around the world was completely frozen, hundreds of banks had collapsed, and the housing market was in utter turmoil. Wall Street and the middle class became entangled in deep financial trouble that would take a long time for them to recover from. But what about small businesses? Because for many of them, it was already a recession before the global recession hit. How are they handling these hard economic times, and what was it like before the downturn? Let's take a walk in their shoes, in their communities, as we travel down this long tunnel where sometimes the light is nowhere to be found. People's Funeral Home, a quiet, quaint small business here in Millersville, Georgia. Let's see how they stayed afloat in these tough economic times.
Well, the funeral business have always been one of the strongest businesses as far as, if you want to say, recession-proof. Naturally, before the recession, the people were buying higher-end units. When I say units, meaning caskets and more expensive funerals. But they've sort of downsized somewhat.
Mr. Taylor tells us what he thinks the government should do to help small businesses.
I would think if they would be able to give incentives to help smaller businesses with tax breaks, and where they could maybe hiring more people that you could bring in to help.
Mr. Jones, who runs a barbershop in downtown Milledgeville, gives his perspective on the recession.
There were people getting haircuts on a weekly basis. Now that the recession hit, people now get haircuts now like maybe twice a month, as opposed to once a week.
Mr. Jones not only doesn't raise prices, but he actually gives discounts.
Well, I don't raise price. I pretty much reduce. On certain days, I give reduced prices on haircuts.
But for Vicky Bell's hair salon, she concedes that she has to cut back on some things.
Well, pretty much what we done, we cut back on certain stuff. As far as, we still use the same products. We try to stay more on the professional line, but of course we have to cut back on certain things that we do. Some weeks are better than others. You might have some weeks where you might not do as many, and some weeks is very busy.
And while some may think the recession is over, these two business owners think otherwise.
I feel that it's not over yet, because you still got people that are losing their jobs.
Oh, it's very depressing, really. Ain't nobody is up. It's just down, just waiting for something to jump off.